section when they ask me how much it is. I'll just take it. But I did do Art Basel and a smaller venue there. It's called Aqua. And I sold everything that I brought there and for the 3,000 price range. And what happens, Yuri, is like, see, it gets complicated, and I'm not a mathematician at all or an accountant, but what happens is there's this middle market where I'm going to say I need 1,500, and any person, if I sell it to a designer, they are going to resell it for 3,000. If I sell it to a store, they're going to resell it for 3,000. Yep. So it's kind of that. So I guess going forward, it's still almost going to kind of, it still is really trying to tap into that upper market, because I love my pieces. I'm in love with them. I think they're amazing. And I'm not at all saying I'm the best abstract painter, but I'm for sure as hell not the worst. And I love them. I think they're freaking cool. And there's so many layers to them. So what someone values, and I think that's what we need to get across, though, is like, it's in the eye of the beholder, and it's in, it's back to economics, right? To like supply and demand, or what it's, how much you place value on. Like, is that pair of, I don't know, a pair of jeans. I mean, I can give you a good example about a car. Okay, like a Mercedes. I was talking to the guy at the Mercedes shop. I said, okay, I just want to ask a question. Like, is Mercedes better than Honda? And he goes, well, I can't really answer that because they're different. I go, okay, but they're both cars. I go, what about a golf club? It's like, it would be like the best golf club. And the thing is, you can't even really answer that. He goes, because it's like what you want, and if you do value luxury or you do value this. So I just want us to all collectively not view the beauty and the technique and the authenticity and the value of art based on the price of it. You know what I mean? Because I think that if someone say you had a disposable income to buy art for over your sofa for $3,000, and that was your cap, and you saw something that you really liked without looking at price, and it was $600, something in your brain says that it's not worth that. And that, I don't like that. I don't put prices on my website. I never have, and I've been encouraged to do that. But I want you to like it because you like it. I want you to like me because what you see on the inside, not because I'm cute or because I look like this. You know what I mean? Or I'm from that, or I have that. I want us to look and start being really honest with ourselves and understanding like what we like and why we like it. And then that's what we do. You know what I mean? Instead of like, I know you know what I mean, but that's what I'm trying to.
I do. It's interesting to hear your thinking around price, especially since you've been sold and exhibited at a lot of very, very higher end places. So what's interesting about, let's say, art in general, and I actually you you beat me to the analogy punch about comparing like a Mercedes to a Honda, in the fact that they're right, like they're both are cars, both will get you from one place to another. So the price comes from the luxury side of it and also the brand name of it. But in the same way, like you're the same. Yes, you're putting paint on a canvas, but it took you years to develop the skill and the touch and the expertise to do it in a certain way that elicits an emotional response out of somebody. And so, if somebody values that reaction to your art in a way that means that they will pay a lot more money for it, then why not? Like, it's not, again, and you've kind of already said this, that you don't really, you've got a thick skin and you don't kind of compare yourself, like the value of your art to your self-worth, which is amazing. But in a certain way, when people look and pay more money for art, it's all very subjective. and it's what they feel out of it. And oftentimes, if you're able to charge somebody more for a piece of art, they will value it more because there's something about a price tag that's like an emotional reaction to us. It's like, this is an Amy Gordon that I got at this art gallery.
Yeah.
And, it's like a showpiece where they tell their friends because they spent so much on it. So I guess that's less of a question, more of just a statement of like, charge more for your art.
No, but I mean, you were saying what you were just saying. I wrote down like net worth versus like self-worth. And that's exactly what you just said. It's like, my self-worth is evolving and increasing. Therefore, my net worth is. And I was having a conversation, I don't have advisors. I asked my friends like, Amy, and everyone says that to me, you need to charge more. You need to charge more. And I just didn't feel comfortable with it. Now, when I got, when the gallery owner says, this is what it's worth, Amy, believe it. And then, or believe it. So what I also want to say about that is, we do that. I don't like that we do that, but it's somehow part of our wiring. But I will say what I have organically adopted about that is like branding. Like I began branding. Okay, if you want to show off that Norman Rockwell, well, that's a Norman Rockwell, or that's so and so. I don't do name brands, so I can't really give you an example. Or you're wearing that Gucci belt because you want people to think or to know that you had enough money to pay $400 for that belt. Good. Okay, good. If that toots your horn, fine. But the thing, if you break it down, it's about the brand, right? It's the brand itself. So what I'm trying to do as Amy Gordon is create Amy Gordon, like I'm a brand myself. Like you're not only buying my art, but you're buying like a piece of me. And I hope you like that. And I hope that brings you like you value a piece of that. So I guess what I encourage like us to do as a community is, it is really still putting yourself out there, but it's kind of like something that you can kind of niche. So like, what I did? This is what I did. Anybody that's looking and wants to follow up. So I'm Amy Gordon Art, but this is what sparked it, Yuri, is my daughter Carly wanted that Gucci belt. And I said, no way. You're going to wear your own belt. So I got my metal friend. We crafted the AG when we did her initials, hers are CF, in the shape of the Gucci so that it looked like Gucci. It smelled like Gucci, but it wasn't GG. It was CF. And then I did one that was AF. I haven't worn it yet because I don't really go anywhere. But that's my brand. And so I said, that's going to be my logo. So that just propelled me to say, okay, and you know what that is? That's Amy Gordon Art. But you know what? It's all good. It's also about growth. It's also authentic, whatever, germination. I'm just starting, like, just think like how you can use who you are and what you represent to be bigger than just the art. I guess that's what I'm trying to do, because I have a lot to say too. And I've been subliminally, I'll put like little words in there. And then on the back, I will write the name of the piece, say the piece is called Washing Away. I'll put like my little prose, like whatever it says, like washing away today. It's all going to be okay to do it my way, whatever, it's what it means. And it's what spoke the idea for the piece, and then you've got something to hold on to, and the customer has something to say. Like every time I go by there, I think of like, let it go or drop it like it's hot, because it's in the past, so something that you can do to brand yourself, I guess, and to make somebody want that. I'd rather have that, something that meant something to me than something that was mass produced and in China for like 7 million copies of it. I don't know. I guess that's just I've proponent for original art. Like, you got something different and it's yours and it was made for you. So whatever we can do to just stand out and stand up for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even more reasons to charge more for your art.
Yes.
Exactly. So Amy, with everything that you have done and experienced in your career so far, what would you say has been the best advice that you have ever received?
Oh gosh. I think that I would say just don't give a shit. Just put yourself out there. It's like I told my daughter, like, she's like, well, I can't do that. I can't walk in there with my pajamas on, or I'm like, they're not gonna, we put too much pressure on ourselves. And I think that, I don't know. And I think the best advice is advice from me to me. And it's almost just things I say to myself. Like, just my job is to reflect and project something better. Like, say to yourself, like, in my art, I do trust, make it or bust, you know? Depth ain't for the faint, predictable, I ain't. Just throw yourself to chance, because regret is like the worst thing that's gonna haunt you worse than putting it out there and having somebody say, you know what, I can't really pay that much for that.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, because there will be someone that will gravitate to it. It's almost like the field of dreams, right? Like, the idea was like, if you build it, they will come. So I'm not afraid that if I paint what I want, or that if I put it out there, someone will relate to it, and just really believe that you have value in what your message is, because you're doing this career or this for a reason. It's not by chance. And I would say to take it to the limit, just pull yourself through to the end, keep going. Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah. Well, wonderful. Well, Amy, again, thank you so much for taking the time today to chat with me. I really appreciate it. If the listeners would like to look at your art or follow you online, or maybe even buy some of your work, where is the best places they can go for all of this?
Thank you. I think my Instagram account has most of my current work and just images, and that's at Amy Gordon Art. And then my website is Amy Gordon Art.
Okay.
Yes. And then right now, currently, I mean, you just call me directly and I'll shoot you images, and anybody out there that really feels that they would like to talk to me personally, and they are welcome to do that. It is art therapy.
Wonderful. So I will put links in the show notes so they can click right through. But again, Amy, thank you so much. This has been fun.
Yeah, thank you so much too.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Advance Your Art podcast. If you like this episode, please go into iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button so that every single time I release a new episode, it will go directly to you without even thinking about it. If you're interested in hearing older episodes, please go to advanceyourart.com, where you can find the catalog of everything I've done so far, as well as contact information and projects I'm working on. Thank you again, and have a great day.